So tell me.
All the way to Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio. You're listening to the African all the way to Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio. You're listening to the African Diary Show with
Yes, a very good afternoon to all those who are just joining us. Karibuni sana to another episode of the African Diary Show. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful Friday on your side. Karibuni sana once again. Remember, this is the Black Hot Fire Network, and of course, this is the African Diary Show. My name is Katie, in case you're joining us for the first time. Hello to you too, Spider Clan. I see you in the building. Karibu sana. Stay Betty, Stay big, Tyler. I see you in the building. Karibu sana. Paul Onyango, thank you very much for the follow, and to all those who are just joining us. In case you're joining us for the first time, kindly make sure you follow us and also you consider subscribing to our channels in case you have not. Yes, today is on a Friday. Aren't you guys happy? I know everybody's happy, and I'm honestly happy because it is on a Friday, and also this is the last Friday of the year. And as we get to continue, I'd love one of you or so many of you to tell me how has this year been on your side. Tell me in one word, what can you describe 2023, and tell me how has it been for you. But anyway, shout out to Fats, I see in the building, Karibu Sana. And we started off our show with an amazing jam. That was Tyler, and the jam is a truth or dare. Tell me, are you loving me now just because you think the love, or just because I'm on top? Are you playing truth or dare? That is the message from Tyler. But anyway, on today's episode, we shall be discussing nothing different from whatever we discuss right here. And of course, it is political matters, and also matters affecting African countries. One of it being the high counterfeited goods in Nigeria, and I'm seeing Nigerians are demanding for a clampdown on counterfeit products. And according to right now, we have so many counterfeit products in the market. I don't know why, especially during this festive season, we have seen a lot of counterfeit products in the market. But we shall be getting to discuss more of that as we get started with our conversation of the day. Our main focus will be going to Zambia, and this is about cholera outbreak. And Zambians have already lost 100, or nearing dead to 100, and this is so bad because cholera is something that we can actually treat. Cholera is something that we can even prevent ourselves from getting, but seeing people losing their lives to cholera, this is so sad. But away from that, we shall be discussing about Morocco, and this is about farmers on the track of bumper avocado harvest, and this is so good. I think this is some positive news, but also look at where is the market for this avocado. So we shall be getting to see that more of that later as we get to continue with our news and updates. And also, there's something I'd love us to talk about, and this is collective punishment. And what do you mean? What do you understand from collective punishment? Maybe one of our workers right here in the Black Hot Fire has wronged, but our boss decides to punish us all because of one mistake. That is what I mean by collective punishment. And referring to that, or now talking about collective punishment, I want us to talk about a drone attack that targeted civilians in Amhara. And this is so sad when we see that now we have African people being targeted by drone attacks, or the government, or even the armies striking or targeting civilians with these drone attacks. It is so crazy. There was a time we talked about airstrikes in Nigeria, and that is one of the collective punishment, because why are you punishing the whole people for somebody's mistake? And most of the time you find that the government is always targeting terrorists, but in that village, there are civilians who are not terrorists. But at the end of the day, you find that now the civilians end up losing their lives because they were in a place where terrorists were also living. And this is what I'm talking about, collective punishment. We shall be talking about collective punishment and more of news and updates coming from the African continent. And shout out to Toza, I see you in the building, Karibu Sana. Eunice John, I see you in the building, Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for joining us. I also see, who is this? I also see DJ Hans Joga from Switzerland, Karibu Sana, and much love. Thank you very much for the love and for the amazing red hat or a hat. And I see also we have Kapusim Finest in the building, Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for tapping the screen for me. DJ Hans John is saying, hi, sister from DJ Hasjog at Switzerland. Hi to you too, DJ Hasjog, Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for joining us. And to all those who are just joining us, kindly, if this is your first time landing here, kindly consider subscribing, kindly consider following us, and in case you're with us on Facebook, kindly consider befriending us as well. To all those who are with me on the radio station, Karibuni Sana once again, and I hope you can get to hear me loud and clear, and I hope you're enjoying your Friday as we are right here. We're going back to one more jam. Let me see which jam we shall go back to, and then we shall be coming back with our quote of the day. In case you have a quote of the day, remember this is, by the way, our last African Diary show in 2023. So if you have a quote to close the year, this is the time. The floor is yours. Motivate a brother, motivate a sister. This is our last show, the African Diary show in 2023, and see you in 2024. And I'm hoping that in 2024 we shall be having more and more of great content in the African Diary show. But anyway, we shall go back to one more jam. Remember, to motivate a brother, remember it is an end year quote. So what do you have to tell us before we break to 2024? What do you have to tell us? And what is that thing you've been waiting to say till the end of the year? But anyway, this is okay, this is who is this? Okay, this jam is called Sisi Niwale. I don't know the artist, but anyway, jam to the jam.
All the things that listening to the African Doctor Show with Patsy.
Hello to you too, Junior. Karibu Sana. Hello, Terry. My IG handle is Njeri KE. Just go to Blackout Financial page. You'll find all of us. We are always tagged there. So just go there. Man, it is the end of the year. How are you feeling, by the way? Being 365 days is not easy, but remember, we're not yet to the 365 dots. But up to right now, man, say it is favor. It is God's favor. My quote of the year says that may your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness comes through your door. And also, remember that, remember that the new year comes and celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. Yes, celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. That is my quote of the day. I hope you feel motivated, and towards the end of the year, I hope you will welcome the new year with a lot of positivity. Aaron, I wrote it for you there. Shout out to Mr. Tats. Thank you, Terry, for sharing the screen or the live. Yes, welcome back to the African Diary Show. That was a little jam, and we were jamming over there. But anyway, as we get started with our conversation of the day, najua mmejibamba kidogo. But anyway, let's get started with our conversation of the day. And as I told you, and as I promised you, we shall be discussing different matters coming from the African continent, of course. And starting off our show, I want us to head straight, or I want to take you straight to Nigeria for free, my guys. I'm taking you to Nigeria for free. But anyway, what we're about to discuss is not even lovely. So yes, you can accompany me to Nigeria for free. But yes, in Nigeria, what is happening in Nigeria? A lot is happening in Nigeria. And okay, I want to discuss two matters that are coming from Nigeria. There's something I've also seen that is coming from Nigeria, and I have it on my phone. Okay, there it is. So the first thing I want us to discuss from Nigeria is amount of counterfeit products we have in the market. And right now, we have the Nigerian citizen demanding a clampdown on the counterfeit products. And this is not an issue only affecting Nigeria. Right now, even in the 254, we have a lot of counterfeit products in the market. But why is this happening? Especially during this festive season, we have a lot of the demand of our supplies is so high, and when a supplier is not able to meet the demand, sometimes they tend up to bring counterfeit products to the market because they want to meet the demand of the products. But anyway, what is happening in Nigeria is that as the rest of the world gears up for the beginning of a new year, many Nigerians have continued to demand that a national investigation to be launched into the rise in the counterfeit goods in the market by relevant agencies. Many have gone online to call on the National Agents for Food and Drug Administration to investigate and call for a solution to the rise of the so many fake products in the Nigerian market. This comes as the agency recently destroyed fake products varying from drinks, packed food. Can you imagine? Drugs and toiletries are worth about $750,000, according to FDAC Director General, the agency recently intercepted counterfeiters involved in the production of a variety of fake beverages, including wines, soft drinks, and other products in the market in Abia Estate, southeast of the country. This is just crazy, man. It is just crazy to a point that now you are buying fake food, fake packaged food, soft drinks, even wines. To whom are you going to run to? You know, this is not the first time we're seeing this, especially in Kenya. We've had crackdowns on fake drinks, especially alcohol. When you go, you find that you will always know counterfeit liquor. When you go, you buy counterfeit liquor, the bottle is somehow different. Sometimes you find that now it doesn't have the clock that is supposed to be on top, and it is just crazy because we have seen even the government or even the police are getting these people making this or trying to make these drinks at their homes. And not even the first time. We had an incident where we had people on the road that were found even making wine in their houses. This was a family business, and they have been doing this for a long time. We had also a different crackdown in Nairobi CBD, where these people were taking, when you buy liquor, they take, when you dispose that bottle, because they are always glass bottles, so when you dispose them, they collect them, they go and get new stickers, and then they put the liquor there. And remember, this is counterfeit liquor. This is liquor that is not passed. It is not checked if it is good for your body. So most of the time you find that Kenya Bureau of Standards, it's sleeping. Even the Bureau of Standardized Goods in Nigeria is sleeping, because this is their work. And this is so sad, because this is the same thing we saw. Children losing their lives after they drank, or after they were given, or after a fake syrup was administered to them, and they all lost their lives. This was in Zambia. We also had some in different countries. They took the fake syrup from India. It was manufactured in India, and then after that, they lost their lives. You remember there was a time also we had a crackdown of a certain contraceptive right here in Kenya that is manufactured in China. Imagine Chinese market, or the China's market, they come and dispose these contraceptives in Kenya, and the women start taking the contraceptives, and at the end of the day, they end up losing their fertility. They end up getting infertile, and they get barren at the end of the day, because they used a contraceptive that was made in China, and they don't know how they got these things in the market, and what wanaendelea tu kukufa. It is just crazy. But I see Terry is saying the problem is it is not easy to know which one is fake and which one is not. It is a bit tricky. Very true, but beverages, especially alcohol and liquor, you would know, and you would know if you really know the original one, how it looks. But right now, according to how these things are being fake, hata ukikunywa ile original, you're not sure if this is an original drink. It is so sad, to a point that they're even counterfeiting wines. It is just crazy. Counterfeiting contraceptives. Imagine you as a woman, you think you're using the right family planning, only to get to a point that now you want to conceive, and you are unable to conceive because you used a contraceptive that was counterfeit. This is so sad. And in Nigeria, this is one of the most corrupt countries. We call them pilot countries. We have Kenya is a pilot country. We have Nigeria. These are one of the most corrupt countries I know. So with whatever is happening in Nigeria, it is just the same that is happening in Kenya. Things are getting to the market. We have the Kenya Bureau of Standards. Right now, they are even selling the stickers. Yeah, remember kitambo, if you wanted to know something is original, you would go and check on the on their sticker and see if they have a KEB sticker. But right now, you would find the sticker anywhere. The sticker is everywhere because even the Kenya Bureau of Standards, it's not even trustworthy. They are now selling the stickers, and the level and the rate of corruption is in Africa is crazy. Man, this is crazy because the more we are corrupt, the more lives we are losing as a continent. In Nigeria, they are at a point that now they are eating counterfeited, imagine, packaged food. And this is why I also tell people, stop eating this processed food. If you want food, please go to the market, buy your sukuma wiki that you know very well. Hii ni sukuma wiki hata kama ilipandwa kwa seed. This is sukuma wiki that is not processed. You know, if you want to get meat, go to a butcher or go to the butchery and get fresh meat. The one that is hanged, don't get meat from the supermarket because in the supermarket you don't even know where they got the meat from. Labda walichinja mtu, and it is just crazy. Avoid eating processed foods at all costs because this is why you will never know if you're eating counterfeited food, because most of the processed foods, you don't know where they were made, you don't know where they were processed, and you don't know where they got the meat from. And this is why I'm telling you, it is easy to get food from the market than get food from the supermarket because ujui, yes, Terry, ujui kama walichinja mtu na wakakupakia nyama, and by the fact that it is processed, you wouldn't know if it's nyama ya mtu iko hapo hivyo. So let's avoid on that. And also to deal with this, I think it is the level and the rate of corruption we have in the industry or in the countries, and the only way we can deal with this, I believe, it's getting rid of these puppet leaders because they are the facilitators of corruption. If we get rid of them, we are able to get now a good bureau that we will trust on our health, on the food we are consuming, and also on the standardization of the products that are getting to the market. Still in Nigeria, there's also a different matter coming from Nigeria, and this is just crazy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Terry. So in Nigeria, they have signed an export deal that is supposed to kick off in February, and Nigerian crude exports set to dip in February. And this comes as a shock to me. Do you know why this comes as a shock to me? You all remember very well there was a time we were discussing about a problem where in Nigeria they were experiencing a problem in fuel. Remember, Nigeria is one of the biggest oil or crude oil producers we have in Africa. But this country, there was a time, not even long ago, like 2 months ago, the country was experiencing high, or the cost of fuel was so high. So what happened is they went to a point that they reduced working days. Like right now, the way I work 5 days a week. So they reduced the working days for people because of the high cost of transportation. They did this. If you were working 5 days a week, you would now only work 3 days a week to save on the cost of transportation, because you get to work by transport or by car, by motorbike, and now the cost had gone high due to the high cost of fuel. And remember very well that Nigeria is the leading oil producer in Africa. But where is this oil going to? Right now, we are seeing that Nigeria has signed a deal with a new farm that they will be exporting oil to from February. Yet, their people are still crying about the cost of fuel. Why is this happening? Because they don't own these oil depots. But why is this happening? Because they have a puppet president who is thinking about themselves. You know, a puppet president who is always thinking about enriching himself. So, London, this was on 28th December, exports of four main Nigerian crude oil grades in February are set to average about 657,000 barrels per day, according to preliminary programs, down slightly from the previous month. The scheduled loading of Bonny Light, Bonga, Kwa Iboe, and Focado's crude oil streams stood at 792,000 barrels per day for January, according to Reuters calculation. So right now they have signed an increase of oil exportation, and this will be starting in February. And I don't feel like this is so good because we have people complaining in Nigeria. This is where our brothers are complaining every day. One, they are complaining about the high cost of living, of which we are all experiencing. Even right here in Kenya, we can't say that the situation is okay. We are also complaining. But in Nigeria, we have high rates of everything. The food is expensive. The transport is expensive. I keep on saying, for a country that is the leading oil producer in the continent, it's okay for you to export the fuel and everything, but at least make the oil affordable for your people. You see the way we're buying fuel right now in Kenya at an expensive price. In Nigeria, should be less than that. In Nigeria, people should not be seen complaining about oil. Let them complain about something else, but not oil. And oil, it's like the what can we say? Oil, it's like the price marker of every commodity in the market, because everything, for it to get to the market, it uses oil. Every time you see there's a rise in the oil cost, you find that, or in fuel cost, you find that everything else is going high, because one, for the grains to get to the market, they use fuel to transport them. And this is why you find that in every country where we have the cost of fuel that is high, you also find the cost of living is very high. And this is so sad for Nigerians, knowing very well they have oil on their grounds, but they can't even see the use or see the need of this oil. It is so crazy. And, I don't know what to hope, but I hope that soon Nigerians will wake up like their neighboring countries, Niger, and throw out or overthrow that puppet we call Tinubu, because at the end of the day, that man doesn't deserve to be the president of that country. It doesn't deserve to be the president of that country. It is, imagine, from fuel to the cost of living, now to the counterfeit goods. This is not right. It is not okay. It is not okay. Imagine, people are crying every day. I have a Nigerian neighbor of whom I keep on asking, why are you not in Nigeria? He keeps on telling me, in Nigeria, things are not okay. Life over there is expensive. Life over there is miserable. I'd rather be in Kenya where there's peace, and also I can, most of the time, it's not very affordable living in Kenya. In case you're coming from other countries and a country like Uganda, you'd find that Kenya is very expensive. But now, when you look at things, a country like Nigeria, right now we're having attacks from right, left, and center. And so people run to different countries for the sake of peace. This is why we have so many Congolese being migrating from their country, and we have so many Congolese refugees right now because the country is at war. They are not at peace at all, and this is why you find that now they are running away from their country. So at the end of the day, I urge my fellow Nigerians or my Nigerian friends, you can just wake up and decide this puppet should not be here anymore. We should overthrow him. He's not well, or he has not been a good leader for us. and we should overthrow him. But anyway, family, you can let me know what you think about that as we get to continue with our show for today. Shout out to Sam, I see you in the building. Thank you very much, Terry, for tapping the screen. Jana Mosquito, I see you as well in the building. I see Y and Trailer in the building. Karibu sana. And to all those who are just joining us, karibuni sana. Keep on interacting with me and do let me know what do you feel about this. I see Hayes Rain, ni Hayazin. Okay, Hayazin, I see you in the building. Karibu sana. I've been reading your name wrongly for the longest time, but you didn't correct me. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me on today's episode. Kindly tap into the matters of the day and tell me what you feel about it as we get to continue with our show for today. And we get on to different matters. There's something I mentioned about collective punishment. And on this case, collective punishment is, or on this case, or on this matter, what I want us to talk about collective punishment, because collective punishment is a term anybody would use at different circumstances. But on this circumstance, I want us to use this term in talking about different matters that are, or different occasions that I want to give you, or that I want to point out that has been happening, or that have been happening in the beautiful continent of Africa. So there was a time we saw in Sudan. Remember, this Sudan that is up to now, that is in war up to now, we saw the military, the general military, using as airstrikes to target the RSF. But what happened? They didn't kill any RSF member. They actually killed its civilians. So these people, they used an airstrike to attack its people. Another incident, this was in Ethiopia back then, when there was still violence in Amhara, of which it's still going on up to date. They used an airstrike to target the terrorists, but they ended up killing the civilians instead of the terrorists. Another incident that happened recently that left so many Nigerian worshippers dead. There was an airstrike that was targeted to the terrorists but left worshippers dead. These people were gathered somewhere. They were doing their services, and now we had the government or the army targeting a terrorist group, but they ended up killing the civilians. So this is what I'm calling collective punishment. And this is so bad because, okay, you're not in war with the civilians. You are in war with the terrorists. And I've been asking myself, to whom hands are we safe? Because on this side, the government is attacking us with airstrikes. On this side, the terrorists are killing us. They don't want to see us. And we are always used by the government and also used by the terrorists. This is what happens. So most of the time you will find that when there is a war, or when we have terrorism groups fighting with the government or with the military, the national military, you find that most of the time it is the civilians, the innocent civilians, citizens, taken as hostages. And this is so bad. But anyway, what has happened is Ethiopia's latest conflict has intensified in recent months with a surge in drone attacks, seemingly targeting civilians. Yeah, it might seem, sometimes they come and tell us it was a mistake. How can I understand that it was a mistake while you killed 100 citizens and no terrorist was killed? How do you want me to understand that that was a mistake? Imagine you used a drone to attack people, but but you call this a mistake. And I understand very well. Before you send a drone or before you drone strike, you have to do your investigations. You have to make sure that now your plan will work and you will not end up killing people. But why is this being used on people? And we keep on saying that African people should not use airstrikes on fighting or in fighting, while you know very well we have citizens in this place. But weeks after a deadly drone attack on November 30th killed 5 civilians in the town of Wegel, Tena, in Ethiopia's Amhara region, about 570 kilometers north of the capital, Addis Ababa, a witness is still reeling from the trauma. It's extremely difficult to even describe the scene of the aftermath, said Gebeyehu, who requested use of his first name only for safety reasons. Bodies were burned so badly they had turned to dust. I saw the finger bones of one of the victims still shaped as though it was still clutching a mobile phone. Damn. Several witnesses that say that a drone fired on an ambulance as it approached the Delanta Primary Hospital in Wegel, Tena, and obliterated it. Hospital staff, including a doctor and the ambulance driver, as well as employees from a nearby construction site, died instantly. So this was actually targeted to the ambulance. It was actually targeted to the ambulance. Just Peter, hi to you, and you're saying, Katie, I don't know how you pronounce those Arab names. I actually try. I really try. In Wegel, there are still surveillance drones hovering over the sky. Everyone is afraid, so we avoid walking in large groups, Gebeyehu added. The strike was the latest in the rise of deadly drone activity in the Amhara region, where the Ethiopian army, the only operator of armed drones in the Horn of Africa country, has been engaged in all-out war against ethnic Amhara rebels. This is just crazy. You know very well that this is the national army that is doing this. Why are you targeting the civilians while we know very well this area is disturbed by the rebels and you're supposed to be attacking the rebels? Man, this is just crazy and sad. In response, the Ethiopian government declared a state of emergency and deployed the army to restore order and crush the rebels. Despite lacking a formal command structure and largely relying on volunteers, the Fano fighters are still actively fighting across the Amhara region and where they are widely popular. In August, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission detailed the widespread of killings of civilians in the conflict, including in airstrikes and shelling. Within days, hospital officials in the town of Finot Selam said at least 26 people had died in a suspected airstrike by federal forces. Imagine, this is the national army killing people. Then all the government comes and tells these people, we are sorry, we will declare 5 days of mourning, and then that's it. Not even remembering we have families who have lost their loved ones, not even concerned about that. Imagine, this is just crazy. Region-wide communications outages have made it difficult to verify the mounting reports by the United Nations managed to document 2 other incidents, including the November 6th and the killing of more than a dozen people at a bus terminal 3 days later in the town of Wabirir. The incident highlights that what a UN Human Rights Office spokesperson Saif Magango referred to as devastating impact of the drone strikes and other violence on the population in the Amhara region. The BBC has also reported that 30 to 40 people were killed in a December 10 airstrike in the district of Amhara Sayen. This is just crazy. It is very sad, and I don't know, because this is the government responsible. It is the national army. This is the government responsible, and they are using now the army to fight its citizens, to kill, because they are killing the citizens. I see Bahati while Bahati while Dorothy is saying, "Can I visit the podcast? I want to share something on depression." Talk to us on our WhatsApp number 0705 428 388 0705 428 388. Kindly talk to us there. We can see where we can reschedule you, or we can schedule you and see if you can come in and share what you have to share on depression. But anyway, as we get to move on to other different matters, this is about cholera outbreak in Zambia. And we know very well that cholera is waterborne. And in the same Zambia, wait, is it in the same Zambia we saw elephants dying? Let me find out. Yesterday I was seeing an image of a dead elephant. And I think it is in Zambia. Let me find out. Because how do we have waterborne diseases while we don't even have water in the country? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, let me find out real quick as we get to continue, because yesterday I saw a dead elephant somewhere in Zambia. Okay, I can't find it. But anyways, I think it's in Zambia, if I'm not wrong. But I won't talk about that because I'm not sure. So what is happening in Zambia is that the Zambian authorities announced on Thursday that they were stepping up their health campaign to combat cholera. Cholera, a disease that has been on the rise since October and has already claimed the lives of nearly 100 people in the southern African country this year. The Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, has called for more drastic hygiene measures in household, and her counterpart in charge of water, Mike Mposha, said that chlorine would be more widely distributed to disinfect contaminated water in the regions most affected by cholera. But do you think that chlorine is the best way to treat water? Of course not. If you consume a lot of chlorine, you end up sick as well. So even this health minister is not even concerned about the health and safety of these people, because chlorine is not the best way to purify water. But anyway, 5 deaths and 111 new cases of contamination were recorded in 24 hours, due in particular to heavy rainfall, which accelerated and transmission of the bacterial disease through infected water and food, said Sylvia Masebo. This is the highest daily total in 2023. Hi to you too, DJ Alfredo. Karibu sana, and thank you very much. And there have been 93 deaths in this year from this acute diarrheal infection, and most since October, according to the National Institute of Public Health. Our national is facing major health challenge, Ms. Masebo told a press conference, and the mortality rate of the current epidemic around 3%. Very worrying, she added, bearing in mind that internationally it is less than 1%. This is just crazy, but remember, cholera is a waterborne disease. So what have they not done for these people to get affected by cholera? One, there must be open sewer lines. Just like we see right here in Kenya, there must be open sewer lines. And this is what is affecting these people. This is why there is always cholera outbreaks all the time. Zimbabwe, Zambia, neighbors also affected by cholera, has declared a state of emergency according to the World Health Organization. More than 250 deaths have been recorded since February. The WHO has expressed concerns at the growing number of cholera cases worldwide in recent years, with Africa being the hardest hit. And why is the Africa being always being on the number one or the top countries or the top continents with the highest people dying because of these waterborne diseases? One, because there is no proper sanitation. There's no proper sanitation. Look at the sewer lines; they are always open. The sewer pipings are always directed to the roads where people are using those roads. Even if I take you outside here, you'll find an open sewer line. And this is how people live. There's no drainage system. Yes, steppers, no drainage system. Look at a place like Pipeline in Nairobi. No drainage system. No drainage system. You know, I keep on seeing things like Nairobi has been ranked as one of the best cities to be at. Have you seen the drainage systems in some of these places? Keep right still in Nairobi, right? We have Soweto. Is it Soweto, or we have Pipeline? Is this place not in Nairobi? It is still in Nairobi, but now they rank the city according to what they are seeing in Nairobi CBD, not even checking on what is happening in the other side or in the outskirts of Nairobi. Look at even Ngara. Look at that place. Nobody wants to live there. They just find themselves there because of situations. Yet, Kenya or Nairobi city is ranked among the best cities to live in. But I think steppers is saying, and water pipes running all over the sewers. Jeez, yes. Imagine, we have sewer lines that are directed to the roads, and then we have water pipes on top of those. And sometimes you find there's a leakage, and you'll be drinking dirty water at your house. Imagine that. Damn, you'll be cooking with the dirty water from the sewage. It is crazy. I also saw a video where we were being shown about these clean water lorries. You see these water lorries that come and bring water to people's houses. I saw one. They were going to collect water from it's like where people were empty their sewage or their waste, and then there's a small dam, so they fetch that water from there, they clean it with chlorine, and then they bring and sell it to you. Imagine, you buy water not knowing what you're drinking, but just because it was purified by chlorine. Even the drinking water that is bottled, most of the time that water is not even safe. You'll find a lot of glasses in that water. Sometimes you even wonder what is in this water. Sometimes it's tasting very bad. You just even don't want to drink it, because you don't know where these people got that water. And this is how people are getting cholera, because cholera is waterborne. It's a waterborne disease. And if we don't clean the environment, if we don't create proper sanitation, we shall keep on reporting these incidents. And who is there to do this? Whose work is that? Whose work is that to make sure that we have proper sanitation around us? Of course, it's the government's work, but do you think that they care about us? This is why I keep on urging people. Sometimes it is advisable to take care of your environment. If you're that person who litters everywhere, stop that bad manners or bad behavior. because you're littering that maybe banana peeling, and after that it will get somewhere in a sewer line. And remember, in that sewer line, this is why we have all type of dust. And then after that, you find now the city is stinking because it cannot even decompose in that dirty water. This is why we even have mosquitoes breeding on the roads, because we have created where we're littering these plastic bags, enabling the mosquitoes to breed whenever they want. But I think Tapas is saying, to survive in pipeline, you have to undergo every shot of vaccination. I don't know about that, but that's crazy. And also, I see Tapas is saying, those cows cooking chapatis by the streets. Hey, let me tell you, there are places I cannot buy chapatis. Those people, they go use the washroom, of which they don't have washrooms. Remember, they are cooking on the side road or on the side of the road, so they don't have washrooms. They go, they point there somewhere, they piss somewhere on the road. They come back to cooking, not even washing their hands, and then they are enjoying their chapatis, and they are sweet, very sweet because of the dust. Damn, disgusting. Yeah, this is what they do, especially there are no washrooms on the roads, right? So whenever they feel like they want to pee, they go to pee, they come back to cooking without washing their hands. Yesterday, we saw somebody, we were in the streets. Yesterday, we saw somebody from the other side of the road. We saw a man peeing on the road. Okay? So when we crossed the road, this man is coming to greet us. Shmani was like this, greet me here. Imagine, this man was from peeing. We're seeing him very well, and he thinks that we have not seen him. So he's like this, from touching his dirty pee, and now he wants to come and greet us like this. Damn, people are just disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with people, but anyway, it is just crazy. Let's practice hygiene, man's hygiene, because some people would never get cholera, even living with the people with cholera, because their hygiene is 100%. Right now, you know the government very well doesn't care about you getting cholera and everything. If you get cholera, you're the ones responsible to take yourself to hospital because you'll not be treated for free. You will be responsible for the medication. So what is more better, or what is better? Is it treating it or protecting yourself from getting it? I think protecting yourself from getting it is better, because nobody wants to go and it's like you diarrhea. It's like you want to diarrhea your life. Man, it's just crazy. But anyway, my people, let's practice hygiene. This is what is happening in Zambia. The government has declared a state of emergency just because there's a cholera outbreak. And I think that people should practice hygiene, because right now, as much as the government is announcing there's so many cases we have of cholera outbreaks, and there's so many cases of people we have lost in the outbreak, I think it's your responsibility as a person or as an individual to make sure that wherever you are living in a well hygienic environment. You are living in a well treated place. Don't live where we have water around every time. Drink clean water. Make sure, even if you're buying water, just boil it then. Boil it, let it cool. In case you're not okay with drinking warm water, just boil it. But I see Tapas is saying, I think it's at this point, unashanga, how do they survive? Go and try, you die. Manze, you'd die. You will die. You will die. I'm telling you for sure. You will try. Go and try that. You will die alone. But anyway, family, we are almost coming to the end of our show for today. It has been a wonderful year, by the way. This is the last African Diary show in 2023, and it has been a pleasure being with you guys, knowing you, people like Steppers. I didn't know you for long, but it has been a pleasure knowing you and seeing you joining us right here every time. And I keep on telling you, it is because of you. This is why we return right here every day. Have an amazing rest part of your day. I'm hoping to see you next on the Rhythm Scoop Show. And remember to share your your last experience or your recap, your 2023 recap with us. And also, I'm hoping that you will have a wonderful new year. I'm leaving you with this jam. This is the jam we were listening to. I hope you to jam onto it, and remember to join the next episode of the Rhythm Scoop is saying, Acha tungoje shusho 31st. It's been an year, baby girl. Manze, it has been an year. But anyway, I'm grateful that we are almost seeing the end of the year.